Chapter 8, Lady Laugh. The 9-year-old marriage counselor. This is an impression of my 9-year-old daughter playing the role of marriage counselor. Stop, Daddy. Mama got your point mid-breath. Teenage Whiffland. I just read about an all-Muslim girl prom in Detroit, so the prom was like mine, pork-free. Rock and roll ain't shit without AC/DC. Rock and roll ain't shit without AC/DC. And unlike Chuck Berry, legendary Howling Frontman legends, Bon Scott, and the best picker-upper follower of all time, and it's not even close, Brian Johnson, no offense, Sammy Hagar, never put a camera in the girls' room to spy on new pubescent trim to break in at their restaurant to give them a Kansas City T-Bone special of their own. AC/DC is also Rick Rubin's favorite band, and he's the earthier, less reclusive, hip-hop, hipper, pop culture shaper equivalent of Phil Spector, minus the amazing HBO movie about the teenager in love, soundtrack penning producer legend Phil Spector. But for some strange reason, Phil Spector decided to chuck it all for a C-minus bid actress whose big screen credit was playing Amazon Women on the Moon Extra 5000. I digress, but Brian Johnson, the legendary rip-roaring lead singer of AC/DC on Back in Black, can no longer perform live because all of his pitch-perfect shriek blasting for God knows how long has made him borderline deaf. Now all Brian Johnson hears, God willing, is "Hells Bells!" Jared Kushner finally comes clean. Jared Kushner on his soon-to-be released Middle East peace plan. I'll be brutally honest, I see Hamas refraining from violence in less time than it takes me to burst with Ivanka and Sheer whenever she talks dirty to me in Mandarin again. Stuck-up Jenny from the block. How miserable would you be married to J-Lo? Could Jenny ride your joystick out of its socket? Is A-Rod the caramel macchiato of MLB broadcasters? Still, J-Lo, first thing in the morning with no makeup on, is Rosie Perez from White Man Can't Jump, minus the tits, demanding, when I want a glass of rose water, A-Rod, it means rose-infused water from Mount Fiji, next day delivery. So get me my airlifted rose water from Mount Fiji before I start auditioning new backup dancers for my Blonde on Brown tour with Madonna bun cakes. Shoestring basketball card budget. Learning how my Charles Barkley rookie card is selling for $550 on eBay after my father insisted I sell it for drinking money. For Cancun, my senior year in high school, is more infuriating than learning how MJ called Scottie Pippen selfish for stalling surgery before his contract renegotiation with Jerry Krause, despite MJ knowing Scottie was being paid less than BJ Armstrong's nanny. Happier endings. Tom Brady claims his cameo at a massage parlor on Netflix wasn't a dig at Patriots owner Bob Kraft, adding, look, nobody's perfect. Plus, Bob only uses older happy enders knowing they weren't yanked off the boat yesterday. Messing with Texas' finest, not. Barbara Bush states her dislike of Trump in her new biography, Texas Librarians Know Best. At least Hillary had the balls to get rich or die trying, bitch. The English Bourdain. Jon Snow going to a fancy rehab center in Connecticut for $75,000 a week ruins everything. He was supposed to be the alpha dog Orlando Bloom, yet now you get the impression he's startled easy from a cutting stare from Gordon Ramsay on MasterChef Celebrity Edition. Gordon Ramsay spits out a bite of his Dothraki lamb burger and yells, "This burger tastes like burnt villagers, Snow. Stop overselling Queens. Queens is so hot." No, it's not. Queens, compared to Manhattan and Brooklyn, is the sloppy third Kardashian sister. You know, the extra greasy one who looks most like OJ's daughter, who's easy to pound at 3 in the morning, like a lamb gyro in Astoria. Whole lot of Rosies. My mom asked me if my daughter watched the Women's March on Washington. I say, Mom, my daughter's finally learning how to read. The last thing I need in my life is her trying to make out one of those protest signs on TV saying, Daddy, what's pussy power? Is that a new show on Amazon Prime? Sticking to his lane. Dave Chappelle, black supremacist, justice of the peace residing. Rihanna deserved it. Those Neverland kids wanted more than an autograph. R. Kelly is the R&B Elvis with weaker bladder control. You're roasted. Why would Kellyanne Conway discourage President Trump from insulting her blimpy, blowhard husband on her behalf before she stepped down from the White House to focus on her uncontrollable, unhuggable cunt of a daughter? Trump is the master troller. Plus, he's easier on the eyes than Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross roasting Jay-Z. Jay-Z sat out the national anthem during the Super Bowl because back in the VIP room before the game, Jeff Ross busted his balls saying, hey, Jay, don't you think child separation could be a good thing? I mean, look how you turned out. Plus, if Coco never got separated from his parents, he never would have become a mini Los Lobos in the making. The black supremacist queen, Beyonce, sat out the national anthem before the Super Bowl because Demi Lovato sounds like the white privilege version of Alabama Shakes. Hillary should have hailed a cab in Harlem. Do you remember when it took Hillary 5 times to get her MetroCard to work for a failed photo op in Harlem? Before swipe number 5, you can see Hillary give herself a pep talk, muttering underneath her stank afternoon Chardonnay breath. Super predators, I mean black people are watching. You can do it! Slacker alerts. What's great about having kids is they'll tell you whenever you're being a slacker for you. Son asks, Daddy, why didn't you go on the Peloton today? I say, I got food poisoning last night. Son replies, enough with the excuses, Daddy. You're worse than Hillary. Lady laugh. Janice Bevilacqua had the best laugh of all time. It opened up heaven's gate. Only the good die young. Lady laugh star was her fate.